guys, so welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Today I am going to be doing a review and first impressions on this eyeshadow palette. Here we have the Rimmel Magnifeyes edition eyeshadow palette in the blush release 002. So I did a full review on the nude palette last year, so I thought ever since I got this one I thought I would do a review and demonstration using this palette. Okay, let's have a little talk about this. Before we get started, this video is not sponsored. The product was purchased myself and all opinions on it are my own. This palette retails in Boots, Superdrug, online and in most supermarkets for £9.99. So I've never opened this before up until we started filming. So as you can see here, there is some really nice neutral blush shades in here, and definitely more ones that I would do if I was to make a all natural look on this side here. And as you venture towards the other end of the palette, you've got quite a few blushy colours to create a smoky eye. This is, I believe this is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, because there are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, there's 12 eyeshadows in here, same number as the Urban Decay ones, where the nude one I believe is a dupe for the Naked one. I think this is a dupe of possibly a dupe of the Naked 3, besides the Revolution Iconic 3 that I loved and enjoyed all through 2020. So it would be a nice one to do a demonstration with for today's video, especially as we head towards summer. I can't believe we are on, was 1st of June today, so as we head into June. But we're already on the 1st of June, so as you can see here, what I might do before I get started on the tutorial, I'm going to swatch a couple of shades on here. The one I'm going to be doing here is shade number 3, and as you can see, this is a really nice pearly buttery formula, so I'm looking forward to getting a lot of use out of these shimmers. That was actually shade number 4. I was wondering why I thought it was shade number 3, maybe because they're right next to each other. Now then, what I might do is I might do a swatch of a matte shade, and this is more of a mauve neutral colour. The matte shows up a little bit but doesn't show up as much as the shimmers, so because I think the idea of a blush palette is a universal palette, so we want to make sure there is something for everybody, if not most people, especially cooler skin tones like mine. Although I am tanned at the minute, so this would be a nice neutral one. I think this would be a palette that I would take away with me on holiday. So as you can see here, there's plenty of colours in here for a day to night look, to go from anywhere for a day in the office to take you to the dance floor. Right, let's see if we can put a look together using this palette. So what I'm going to do is, I've already done my face off camera, so what I'm going to do is bring you guys in closer, grab some brushes, and then we can make a start. Right guys, now that we are zoomed in, we are going to make a start on this shadow look that we're going to put together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the shade number 3, which is a nice matte baby pink. And then what I'm going to do, using a 224 brush from MAC, I'm going to be applying this as a transition through my crease. Actually, I've just realised I forgot to prime my eyes, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now. Right, now we are ready to roll. So I'm going to go back in with that number 3 shade, wherever my brush has gone. I think I've dropped my brush somewhere, so what I'm going to do is, I might use don't know whether I use the brush that's inside the palette or use this 17 brush here. So I might use the palette brush to do a outer corner. So I'm going to take that number 3 shade and I'm going to apply that as a transition through my crease. And as you can see here, this is more of a neutral matte shade compared to the nude palette, where there is more matte than shimmer. No, more shimmer than matte. I would safely say that this is definitely got more shimmer to it. There is a little bit of kickback, but there's not very much of it in there, so I'm going to apply that as my transition. And then I'm going to take the shade number 8, which is this matte mauve colour here, and then I'm going to be focusing this more on the outer and central area of my eye. And then I might use shade number 3 as my eraser for today's tutorial. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of shade number 11 just to do on the very outer corner of my eye. Oh, that's really picking up there, so I'm not going to use too much of that. I take the shade number 6, which is this pearly pink colour here, and then I'm going to be applying this mostly on my eyelid, and then I might go in with a little bit of the shade number 4 for my inner corner. The colour scheme in this palette is definitely up my alley because I feel like as I'm starting to wear a lot more cooler tone eyeshadows, I feel like I have definitely came to the climax of my search. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit more of that number 3 shade just to use as my eraser. I'm now going to take a little bit of that shade number 1 to use as my brow bone shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use might try using it with my finger to see if it works. It's definitely picking up more on my finger than it is on a brush. And I would definitely say that this is more of a buttery shimmery shade. Okay, I think that might do for the eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and finish my other eye and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm now back with my mascara and the rest of my face on, so we're going to finish off with a lip. The lip liner I am using today is the one that I did a demonstration of just on Friday, and this is the Rimmel Lasting Finish lip liner. This is in the shade Sunset Pink, number 95. And as you can see, I absolutely love this colour because it's a nice instant colour release. I do also have Indian Pink, but that's dried out a bit, so I might see if I can get another one. I'm just going to use that to line my lips. And then for my actual lipstick, I'm going to be using the same in the lipstick line, but this is in the colour Asia. I absolutely love this colour. I remember this being all the rave in, I think it was 2019 or 2021. But this is a absolutely classic, versatile colour. Oh man, it's quite like I ended up putting it on my tongue. Okay. Either it's melting or I've just applied it on my tongue. Just what we need. Now that my makeup is all done, we are now going to give our final verdict. I absolutely love this palette because I feel like we have finally gotten some cool toned neutral shades for those who may have pinkier undertones or fair or very fair skin, which is what I have when I don't have my fake tan for the rest of the year. I particularly love these colours here. The shimmers are absolutely buttery. As you can see, when I was putting it on my eyelid, it was giving a nice colour payoff. It's quite pigmented without it being too pigmented, and I can definitely see myself wearing this as an everyday look, or if I was in a job where I might not be allowed to wear a lot of makeup, so this would be a no makeup look. I do plan on doing a no makeup tutorial, especially as we head towards summer, because in my area we've been having some particularly sticky weather, and I want to do a tutorial where I might not want to wear a lot of makeup because it would just make my skin claggy. What I absolutely love about the matte shades here is this one here that I could use as a transition in the crease. And I also gave this one a go, which I never do, especially with the last palette that I did. As you can see, it's got some really nice gold speckles to it. It's a semi-warm chocolate brown with a slight hint of gold glitter running through it here. I can definitely see myself using this as a socket colour or using it in the very, very outer corner, as well as using this end shade here, which I can also use as a eyeliner. I do plan on doing a comparison of the blush versus the nude edition palette, so be sure to watch this space, as I do use a lot more of these palettes, particularly in June or July. I can't wait to see what I'm going to be bringing to my channel throughout the month of June. especially as I thought it would be a nice way to start off the month with a brand new product. I do plan on doing several more tutorials using this palette because I think it's a really lovely beginner one, and especially for anyone that might be on a budget, this would be if you're wanting to look for an eyeshadow palette that is under £10. If you are a fan of pinks like me, the blush edition will be your best friend. If you're more of a traditional nude, the nude one might be your forte. If you enjoyed seeing today's video and would like to see more content like this, be sure to smash the thumbs up button and hit the notification bell so you're the first to hear of any new content, and I will see you all again in my next video for another tutorial with this. Thanks for watching.